Okay, let me go through this master feed form concept real quick, and that's pretty easy idea to understand. If you have a lot of feed forms, okay, either because you save them all separately from a single template, or you have a lot of templates, it just depends on what you're doing. Well, you could have feed forms that have different columns in them, especially if you're dealing with different templates, and that's because they are custom made. So for instance, okay, some of the items that are on one template like this, some of these things that you see can exist on one or another template, but not on all of them. Okay, so many of these are going to overlap, but some could be completely different because they are, after all, differently coded. They're completely different templates. Okay, so what happens if you want to be able to run jobs that include all the templates at once? You want to be able to shift through them. You want to use them in combinations. Well, the first rule that makes that possible is we already said, if you're doing multiple rows for different runs, different subdomains, different websites, whatever, then anything you leave blank is perfectly fine. The system will just use the default. Okay. By that I mean this. Let's say I was going to do another run, and the only thing I want to change was, instead of having it be open sans, I'm going to have it be like, hello, give me something, Verdana, okay, for this. Now, that is weird. Why would I do that? I don't know. But let's say I did. Maybe I wanted to make it 16 pixels instead. Point is, I could literally run two subdomain runs. I could say use this and use it twice, use it again. They're both going in the same domain. They're both going to be for whatever, emojisamples.com, say. They're going to use the same user. They're going to use the same pass, whatever it is. They're going to go on the same add-on or same subdomains. Well, that's just it. It could be different subdomains. This is going to be sub 1. This is going to be sub 2, okay? This is the same info, okay? And that's it. I'm not going to do anything with anything else. Then do you know what? If I save this and upload this as a job, then it'll create two identical websites with a single exception that one of them is going to, whatever this particular body font family, whatever it touches in the website, whatever effect it's having, is going to be Verdana instead of Open Sans. Oh, I see. We have to have like either two of these or a space. How do we do it? Yeah, to get that. Yeah, there we go. And 16 pixels instead of 14. And literally, it'll be okay because it'll just ignore all the rest of the information and do that much. And it's kind of crazy, right? Doesn't make any sense. Better to go ahead and just take the whole thing, paste it in here, and then make your changes from there. But there you go. That's the point, is you could do that, okay? And you could actually be that simple about it and literally pull it off, okay? Let me just get rid of this stuff because I want to make sure I do the right things the right ways. Okay. Clear contents. All right, so anyway, my whole point is this. You might have a bunch of different ones that you want to shift through, okay? So that you can have this be one of those subdomains, that be another subdomain, that be another subdomain, that be another subdomain. And you're going to do all those jobs on all those different templates, right? So you can backlink them and make a whole bunch of different ones, point at one, make it huge. Great. Then your master feed form should be able to incorporate all that information. See these tabs? Sheet 1, 2, 3 is the defaults that you get when you create a new Excel file. Well, that's okay. I'm just going to go here anyway. I'm going to say master feed form. And I'm going to go select that folder from my desktop. It's in here. And that's this folder, okay, with those feed forms inside of it, okay. Bap, bappity, bap, bap, bap. And it's all done. So now, subdomains list has all of my themes and the order it put them in, so I can know what order everything is in right now. Okay, that way I can mix and match sensibly. There we go. General settings have all been put into place. Theme option settings. Anything that wasn't on all of them is just running off the side like this. It's perfectly okay that it's not black on white, or white on black. Perfectly okay. That's not formatted the same way. It's just got to be in there, right? And it will only have values where those values existed. you know, wherever those values really were in each case, okay? So like you keep going out, you're going to find more. They have values wherever those values existed. It might just be one website, you know? In any case, it is now our master feed form for literally everything, you know? And so somewhere in here is some value. I'm skipping it. It's easy to skip. You got to like down arrow, up arrow, whatever it is. Oh, it might just be that was it. Okay. Oh, well. Wherever it is. Oh, well. It's in there. Whole point is all that stuff is in there to whatever, if it's being used. Oh, that's why. It was created, but it wasn't actually used for anything. But if it is, then okay. It was created because it existed. All right. So there you go. That just puts them all together. And now from here, I can much more coolly mix and match and copy and do other things and make all these different runs and so forth that are entirely different and all that jazz. Okay. So it's just good to know that all that information is in there and that it can be managed that way. And that's how you do it. Your master feed form, you just create a feed form, okay? Just any old new Excel file. Hello, new Excel file. Call it new, you know, master, right? Feed form. And then you just navigate to wherever it is that you saved all the feed forms you want to make a master out of. Okay, so I'm just doing it again mainly so you see it, right? And that was it. I just went and found that folder, okay? And that's it. And it went and it created all of it for me. And there you go. Worksheet, by the way, is always blank. Don't let that bother you. There might come a time that we use it, but right now it's nothing. You can even delete it, okay? There's the rest of it, though. All right. There's that. Okay, that's how the master feed form is manufactured. And that means that now, if you go through your subdomains listing, you can actually mix and match all of these, right? So you can copy this like a ton of times going down, or just that one over and over again going down, and then that one afterwards, as long as you use the same sensible rows, you know, in each case. So just be clear what you're doing, because you could copy that row that goes with it, and then paste it several times going down, and then the other one several times going down. Mostly it just makes sense to cycle, right? In a case like this, you're intentionally cycling. That's 3 through 12, so you're going to copy it and then copy it again. And then you're going to do the same thing on all of these pages, 3 through 12, you know, Control C, you know, and you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to copy it, you know, Control V, and go to the bottom of that, wherever that is, and do it again. And then you're going to go to the next page and do it, and the next page and do it, and the next page and do it, and the next page and do it. You're just going to do it on all these pages, right? That way, then you can get crazy about the content you're putting up on the pages and everything else after you got everything else formulated properly. So you're going to paste them in, you know, with the content, with the stuff looking right. And that's when you can also do things like change all the images that would be showing up in here, if there's any, like this one here. There's some kind of a background image that's used on some of these templates. And so again, if I copy this thing twice, then I know which ones to change. Get it? Because it'll match. It'll all match. Okay. There we go. Oh, whoops. You know. Control C. Okay. Bat. There we go. Okay. And that way I'll be able to just change exact. So if I have like a background light gray, and then this one's like a background newborn child, and that one's a background sunny skies, you know, because I'm really trying to make the themes very different, and I'm doing different things with them. I can do that. So I can come out with all my variations however I want to do it. By the way, no one does variations by just changing all these things. It's not the way to do it. If you don't know how to do it, the coolest way to do it is to log into your MM panel, go through your typography, make all the setting changes there. Every time you have this number, change it to something else. Every time you have that number, change it to something else. Come out with a blue version, green version, gray version, whatever it is you want, with the different images wherever they belong, and save them with different names. Then download those sample feed files, just the typography tab, so that you can copy and paste those variations in as this and then that and then that. That way, every time that you would have had this, you've got variation 1, you got variation 2, You know, you got your variation 3, like here, boom, okay? And that's the point. Okay, so you can actually create lots of variations for all of these sites and mix and match them however you want. All right, so there you go. It's just, you know, almost limited by your imagination, you know, and the rest of it is just mixing and matching that way. And it only works if all your themes are inside one panel, right? You have to have a lot of, for this thing to work, it has to be on a panel, you know, where all the themes are in that one panel. That's the point. That's where I got them from. All these themes are in that one panel. That's what makes it possible to mix and match them all and be able to run massive runs from one single panel. That's what's incredibly huge. All right. How do you download any one of them? Like, how would you download, you know, the feed form for this one? Well, that's simple. You make that one active, and then you go into the global settings, and you download what will be that one, and it will have the name. Okay, Daisy 15041. Fine. That was Daisy 15041. It's the one I'm on. But then I'll go to another one, see? Because I want to download that one next. See, I'm going to do all this work for one guy maybe, but I'm going to use all these different templates, okay, and create all the work for that one guy. Okay, now I'm on Skylight 15082, okay, Skylight 15082 I'm going to download. I'm going to put them all in one folder, right? And then I'm going to create the master. You see, there they are. So I can put them into my FeedForm folder. That's my point. As long as I have them all in the same spot, then they'll actually functionally work. Get it? Okay. I did have them. So that's the idea. Okay. So there's that. That's how the master FeedForm functionality works. Now you understand that part. Okay.